Hello and welcome to the next episode of the series, which is all about this Lego room and of course my life. Now there is loads to do in this one and it's very, very risky because the first thing we're going to do in this upload is we're going to get that beautiful set on top of that because I am an idiot and I want to see if it will fit. And then from there, it is all going to be about Harry Potter and just tidying up the display and actually starting to finalise everything from this bottom end, because there's been quite a lot of breaking Lego news since I did the last upload from here, because the new 66 is on the way, which is this. So this comes out in a few weeks. I want to have that with the tumbler on display, so I need to build the tumbler up. They're both big sets, so there's plans of attack for that. So the next couple of uploads are all going to be to do with this bottom L to get this finalized, but today's upload, well, is all about this. We've got to get the alleyway back in, we've got to get the Burrows into a new home, we've got to try and get this place with different things on top, so it's going to be a good bit of fun because I want to see actually what you can put on top of this and what looks best, and then basically create a Harry Potter section. So there's going to be, the focus point is this table here going all the way across to the wall. We might have to move two of the modulars just to see exactly what's going on. And no, you haven't travelled back in time. Yes, that corner was finished literally upload before last, but this arrived, this has come out, this has been built, reviewed and already on the channel. And of course, well, I have to do size comparisons with all the sets, which basically means the displays get wrecked and then we make a new one when we put it back. That is kind of an unwritten rule from here. But to play catch up of where we are at, this is our Batman bit. There is going to be the eyeball. That's now messy again, so it's looking a lot worse actually than what I remember. From the dragon across, that is all in situ, apart from this bit. Now the Burrows, I think I know where it's going to go. I think we're going to have a good bit of fun trying to get that in and then working out where the pins on the side of this unit's going to go. So we've got a pig pen to try and figure out, and there's other little bits and pieces like the front door where this is going to go. Then of course our makeshift table, because it's not on any legs, will just come off. That gets thrown to the side. Then I can just put all of this back neat and tidy so you can actually see what that looks like. But before we get to that, we get the table off, we've got to get all this back, which means starting with this big thing just here and trying to make it fit over there. What's the highest set we can put on it with the roof angle? And do we need more than one? So with that being said, let's get to it. So the first thing we need to do is clear a little bit of space, and that is easier said than done because I just don't have the tabletop space. So I'm going to be stupid. Just pull, where should I put you? We will put you on the police station is the modular of choice for this. Perfect, I think you can see. So I will break my neck as I stand by these risky loft ladders. All of these roads obviously were in situ, they were looking neat and tidy. I am going to just figure out how this is going to go. So I think the easiest thing to do is this monstrosity of a thing just gets put on the corner, like I'm picking it up now. Nothing fall off, nothing fall off. This thing is fantastic, by the way. We'll take a better look at this throughout the video. There is lots and lots, in fact we'll do it now, in case it breaks. We'll do it now because as it stands, nothing's fallen off it. And that's amazing considering how far it has travelled. We have got all of this. And if you're wondering where the bank is, me and Jay's Toy Collection UK, he is getting his own Lego City together. Went halves on this set because he needed the bank and I needed the roller coaster track. So we went and split it. He got his stuff, I got my stuff, and yeah, nice and simple, worked out for both in the end. So make sure you go over to Jay's Toy Collection UK. Link will be in description to his channel. He has, as of a couple of days ago, just done a recent update of the his Lego City, and again I will add that link into the description so you can just click on that and check it out, and then keep your eyes peeled to where he's going to place the bank. Now the problem I've got before we even tuck into this is the bank is so beautiful, I want it, which means I'm going to get a second track. Now that has always been the plan because we didn't know if this needed 1 or 2 tracks, but we've now already got a big idea. But before we tuck into the big idea of maybe having the alleyway up on 2 other tracks as well, let's see if the Joker will fit up there first, shall we? Let's not get carried away. So let's do the original plan, which hasn't even begun and finished before it's already been changed. So this is pretty cool because this just goes on a full-blown base plate. Can you see what's going on? Yes. So full-blown base plate. Where are you in the camera? There, yes. So goes in on all four, and that now sits. So you can put stuff on it. Now, it's supposed to be a 32 by 32. They did gloat and say that the Avengers Tower will go on this. So if I get bored one day, I can try that. But I want to see if this will fit. This is very, very awkward to pick up, but the plan was this. It does as well. That was the plan. So the original plan was this to be up on here. It was going to clear this bit at the back, which it was going to, and it has, which is fantastic. So we'll make space and we'll actually put it in situ and see if it works. Now, again, with the flag, it's in the right place. We've measured it right, because when this foot goes in at the angle, this bit would have still been over the top. So we've not lost anything. It gives a nice visual impression. And if it does look very nice, I might use that as our screen grab for the video. So there's potential for that as well. But now, with regards to the alleyway and a secondary one coming, it might be safer it was on two. I mean, I'm stupid, but I mean, it's sturdy, very, very sturdy. So there's no flex in this base plate. There's nothing like that. All the weight on this set is obviously in the middle. I know you have also got the track up here, and there is a full-blown working track on here. So if you didn't realize, this is actually a roller coaster. It goes all the way around and it stops at the bottom. And obviously the nice thing is with this, you have then got the blockers on there. So again, I'll go over that a little bit more detail later on. Lots and lots of detail to it. It's going to be a case of put it in and see. I want to see what it looks like with it, because I now might be using this as a shelf. I might have to put a lac shelf up instead, because we were going to go for a hybrid display. I think, even though that looks fantastic, the new idea is a little bit better, I think. So let's get this in exactly where it was supposed to go. Now, and that means me moving some of the Harry Potter bits and pieces to here. Apparently I've got the Scooby-Doo the movie. I didn't realise that. House of Wax is propping this up. We have other films as well. So all of those need to go back wherever they came from. We have got giveaway boxes here. So there is two brand new removal wagons in the box. And we also have a Dubai architecture set, which is a shame that it's not new and sealed, because all of mine are wrecked and ruined. Now, let's move these out of the way. See what this first plan looks like. I know I've already committed, because I can't put this back. So I already know what I've done. Ooh. Schoolboy. I already know what I've done with that, because I now can't put it back, but we will figure it out. You'll just have to rest on the floor. So push it. Why not? That is very, 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 very stable. So that was the original plan. Now this thing is massive, absolutely massive. The base of it is huge, which is going to be an interesting thing. Now I am actually going to walk a little bit further back, so I'm now just putting you on an alleyway house. I am now crawling under a makeshift table to see what that looks like. Oh, caught you, just caught you. And that's what it looks like. So you've got to imagine the eyeball would have been on the left-hand side, and that Joker bit would have been up on the right. And then obviously you've got the track on the track. But now we have got options for stuff. So I now need to take that Joker thing back off, put a modular on top of it, mark the base with the base plates, and see how many base plates over we can go until we hit the ceiling height. And then work out if the alley will fit on it. So I might as well actually just use the alleyway, because that's what's going to be going on it. And they're not as tall. They're about tall as a townhouse. Some of them aren't as tall. So maybe I might get away with putting the shorter ones on the one side. And then I've got to figure out which way it's going to go. And I can't do it, it's only got one stand. I just need to see if this new idea will work. If not, that's it. If this new idea won't work, that's how that's going to look. That's where the eyeball is going to go. Basically, these just go back as an L shape round the back. And that's it, complete, done, finished. So there we go. That's the end of, that'll be the end of the video. He says 7 minutes into it. So that's no, it's never ever going to be that simple, as we know. So let's prop you back up there. But I think that does look visually very, very nice. So before I move it, I'm going to take a photo. So visually, I think it looks very, very impressive. But you can see it's actually bigger on the base than originally thought. So we have given ourselves enough space. I'm just trying to spin, there you go, spin a light round. But not enough, I don't think, because the plan originally for the Harry, again, I could just push the Harry Potter down this side, was the Harry Potter was going to go down the side of this, like so, and we are, as per normal, like the story of my life, we're going to be off by a literal stud. So, boff, there we go. It is touching tips. We cannot push it through. Shut your eyes. Hang on, you're not going to see this. There we go. So I have just done something which you should not do. We're in. We're in just. Right, so we have a bit of space. I've just moved the whole thing with it. So 2 will go. It's actually overhanging that bit. That's what I've done. I've pushed it in. I need to take that card off because that's actually where that card kindly donated again by Jay's Toy Collection UK. There is a ongoing thing that I have to say Jay's Toy Collection UK as many times as possible in this upload because it drives Cheeky Monkey Kiara insane that I mention Jay's Toy Collection UK in every single upload. So I'm going to keep saying it and you're going to have to keep a tally. So we have got this. Again, this is what this looks like. It looks nice. That is it beside it. It looks so good. It looks so good and stupid at the same time. And it looks like a theme park. Right, I'm going to have to play trade is what I'm going to have to do to get this in how it was. We're just going to have to see this original idea. So Jazz Club moves and this moves. Comes out like so and like so. So what you can't see is me basically knocking my phone off, and the new Ford Angular that I have failed to mention. Right, next, the first thing that's coming over is this. So these are a little bit easier to move, and I can actually tuck. I can actually tuck these in a little bit further in on the side, so I can actually tuck them back because it's a smaller base plate, so we actually have more room at the other end. Now that might not mean anything, but with this new Flu network thing, that could have potentially of worked. So the ooh, he says. So that could. It's an option. Can't even find it. Where have we put it? Just done an unboxing video. Oh, it's there. Muppet. Absolute Muppet. So, again with this, that look. Things are now working. And I was not expecting it to work like this. Now, I wasn't going to do it in that order. But I think that one and the orange one would be a better pick. That one then would go back like so. That gets pulled out and goes here. And I think the next one just went beside it, but I might swap the orange and this. Now, just remember, this does look fantastic. I'm not saying it doesn't look fantastic, and we know this worked. And yes, I am basically doing this for no reason, knowing full well that this isn't going to be the way it's doing it. because I have now seen how gorgeous that bank is. I am getting a second track and I will be getting the other bank. So it does mean that this now will be a full-blown Harry Potter section. I have visited these and I don't know why I held off on the bank for so long. It's honestly one of the most beautiful buildings I think I've ever seen in Lego form. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know why I'm so smitten over it, but it is very, very impressive. Now, that basically was the original idea, there or thereabouts. So that was the original idea. Now we've added in the flue. So that's a nice little hidden thing. It works really, really well there between those two units, especially between those two units. And then as we pan back, that is what that would be. Now, if I was to continue with the display of how it was going to be, we were just going to use the bank down here. But I was going to use my modular bank, have it like that. Thanks very much. That's your Harry Potter system done. Now we still have got that option, get off, because if I was to get the bank, I could just have the secondary track, potentially spin the, I don't want to spin the joke around, but I could just have another track here, basically, because that would fit no problem, and just have the Harry Potter bank down there. And then I've got two things raised up, nice and high. I've got two tracks, because I'm going to get another track anyway. And that's a solution to what would be an easier problem. Because the problem I've got is I want to be stupid and I want to raise the bank up because I think it would look absolutely fantastic with the dragon on top. Now you've got to envision the Lord of the Rings on the one side big set. I will try and find a fell beast somewhere. If not, I will just potentially put the orange dragon on it up because I've got plenty of dragons. A Ninjaga dragon, something stupid up at the top, just a big visual impression. The bank comes with a big dragon, so you'd have a dragon on the one side of the back cave, this on the other. Now, as this stands, with one here and one here, because we know that's going to fit, we do not have to do anything with the Lord of the Rings eyeball. That can just stay as it is. If we wanted to do 3 tracks in a row, which for love or money you're never going to be able to measure properly because you can adjust the feet. I think you're just going to have to go off that part of the track. Now you would fit 3 tracks side by side because the track isn't as wide as the base plate, because you've got the feet that overhang, so you'd be able to interlock the feet so the track is touching each other. But I don't know how far that would bring it away from the wall and if you'd be able to fit anything in that corner. So what I'm going to have to do now is I'm going to take another photo of that, because I'm going to overlay all the photos, I think, at the end of different options to what I think you guys think is better. Second track is coming regardless, because that was always the plan. There was always a plan to have a secondary track at some point, because I genuinely thought we would need a second track for the Joker anyway. And I think that does look very, very good. But I'll take a photo of this and then we'll move straight on to me putting that as far down that way as possible with the alleyway units on top. And we can also see what it looks like with the alleyway on, because I want to see which is the best way to put it. We know that we can go from that corner and make an L, and you can easily visualize, you can easily see where it's going from. But again, the problem that you have is it's 32 studs at the top, but it's not at the bottom, and that way is a lot longer than that way with how you build it. So it's actually built as like a scissor. So you have 2 legs that way, 2 legs that way, and then you just slot it in the gap between each other. And then that is basically, you make Lego penetration, and that is how it comes together with those 4. So that is as simple as that. Completely different how you build it in the first booklet to the second booklet with regards to the detail, and again you have got all of these working bits, so depending on how it is you spin it round will depend on what way you see it. So I've got at the moment room for a baby dragon. I can put a little baby dragon here from Ninjago if I wanted to, and I can have that there. That's option 1. Option 2, we're about to have a look at. And then option 3, I think would look absolutely insane. It's a stupid idea, but I think we can make it work. So before we start phase 2, this is what it looks like with the alleyway and the bank still there. You can't really notice it's there. It's supposed to be hidden, merged in with just a normal, what was supposed to be a Gotham display, which then changed drastically, and now it looks like it's completely split, and I can agree with you, it does not look right whatsoever. But again, visualize that with the Lord of the Rings eye. Will it look better, Lord of the Rings eye, and that? Or do we have Lord of the Rings, all the Batman stuff in the middle? And now there is some more ideas to come with regards to the Batman going underneath the shadow box with regards to some bits and pieces like that, so keep that in mind. And then this just gets replaced with the actual bank. So if I stay stood here, well, I keep you here, and I'll move the bank on to that. So rather than doing what every professional would do, I am now just going to crawl underneath the table. This is how I have to do it. I'm not cutting anything out, I'm not shy. You can still see there should be room for me to put the Joker set just to the side. That will go down here. I don't know how much taller the Joker set is over the bank, and then don't forget you add in the dragon on top. So you've got to add on maybe a brick, might be about a brick, say. So it would be taller than that. So it might be somewhere across that brick potentially, because the dragon is quite tall. So let me get out of the way. You probably can't even see what brick I was poking at. And then let's have a look at that. So it's a much smaller thing, as you can tell. Does it still give the visual impact? Because if there was 2 of those side by side against that back wall and it was all raised up, would it look good? If all 3 were up in a straight line, how good would it look? Because that fan, the turbine blade, I think is actually taller than the top of the eyeball. I will have to measure that. I'll measure what brick that's onto, because it's giving us a perspective of height, but it's kind of a false height, because I don't think, because that turbine blade, if it spun round, would be higher than that. Obviously it's just actually stuck against the roof. That's how big that set is. So I think the eyeball comes to maybe the middle bit, which is going to be roughly where I said the dragon would be. So it'll be there or thereabouts the same. And the dragon's got quite a big wingspan as well. Obviously we've taken all the colour away from the wall, but we still need to keep that set relatively close. So we just have to maybe put it where the garage is and it cuts across. We're going to have to do something with it. So even though we're making a Harry Potter display, I don't want to ruin the Joker. So let's get you back over, another crawling session, and then just see what we can do with this. So the first thing you can stay there. Keep your hands free, that keeps my life a lot easier. So, ow. Yep, that will move. That will be nice. Don't forget, we are getting the burrows in this one, so it will look neat and tidy-ish when we're done. Now, I think the better thing, or the safer thing to do, is to keep a base plate on this for these. Now, obviously, if I do this, that flue is gone. So we have we got the opportunity, and will it fit to do this? Because I have to have a base plate on the middle, otherwise it would just fall through. There'd be no support, but it fits. Wow, okay, that visually looks fantastic. So we can make a very, very pretty alleyway, because you could just make a diorama there and have another one beside it, and straight away what you'd be able to do is you'd be able to make an alleyway into the bank, because you would just bring this forward, which is what I was hoping you would do, to be honest. Now, annoyingly, it's not big enough for 3 in a row, I mean, because I think the most visually impactful display would be 3 of these in a row, so you could see straight through, and then here you would see them all across the bottom, because that is the third option, which I'll cover a little bit more. So I'm getting carried away. We've jumped the gun to stage number 3. Stage number 2, how far will this go over? So that is what we want to do. So we have got the option of it being that way, which I think is a very, very good option. I'll keep the base in the same place, and I'll take these off. I could have just spun the base round, but like I said, the legs are slightly different. The other, that way's not going to work, so we could do it back to back like so. So that's option number 2 of this display, where you obviously make, that's like technically modular mode, isn't it, as such, where they're back to back, and you can just see, you can see that, you're not going to see that. So for me, in this angle, because I can't walk around the other side of the table, that does not work whatsoever, which then gives us the last option of them being back to back. If I did it back to back, then what I would have to do is I'd have to basically rotate them over a period of time, so they go back to back like so, and then all you do is obviously you put the next one beside it. But how far, I don't know why I've got a habit of just putting you there. You can see everything there. I know that looks better when I watch it back. It just doesn't feel like you're close enough. Now, I have been a little bit prepared because I've actually got some base plates already. Check me out, being organised. So we can use that as a marker of where the next one starts, and then we can just see basically where it finishes. And I was literally about to pick that up and move it with those modulars on top, and I think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to be stupid. God, that's got some weight. Look how strong it is. Right, so that is 2. So that is from, like I said, it's from the next base plate, and that is where it is. So that's how much the legs take up, but we would need the tops to touch, and to get the tops to touch we'd have to twist the legs. I'm sure that would work. I'm sure you'd be able to do that. I think you'd be able to do that. There's so many amazing options with this corner that it's just quite hard to envision without anything there. So if we just get this to the base plate, we'll get this base plate down. So we basically need that. We have to, for it to work at the top, they have to touch, which is there. So forget what the feet are doing at the bottom. They have to touch at the top for us to make a connecting street, if we want 3 in a row visually. But if I was to put another base plate down, with this being where it is, can I shimmy it over onto this, not onto that one, onto a base plate? And do we have the ceiling height? What do we think? How tight is that going to be? Now, the lilac-y one, the purple one, I think is the taller modular of the 3. That's gone. What was that? That is, go back there. Oh, that's part of the recovery truck. So, will it? Well, I was not expecting that at all. It will. Now, the purple has just made contact with the roof. And I said the purple is the tallest, I do believe. But we can shimmy over a little bit more. So we could, if they would fit, and I'm going to have to get you all the way back over here from a visual perspective. Don't know where to put you. As I crawl back underneath this table, see, everybody that's professional would cut all of that out, but no, I actually just physically crawl underneath. That is it. Now, everything else around it, just imagine that's not there, and obviously that is all going to change at a later date, but that is an option. I didn't realise that would fit there. So that would allow us, if we wanted to have, again, going back to having two side by side, and potentially the Joker bit could go back up there. Just didn't know if it would fit. But you know what the first option is? The first option is just those two. Well, option one is by itself. Option two, we know where it can be placed. I'm just figuring out the ceiling height. I keep saying about three of them. I know it's getting a little bit confusing, but I'm just jumping the gun. But that does give us quite a bit of space. So that is good, because we could take the purple one. We could take the purple one off. Just don't know if it would give us the impact of. Yeah, I keep forgetting. So just don't know if it would give us the visual impact if I was to slide this back, because now we know it fits. Took that off, spun that round. Again, I'm just using a big one. So that goes there. That goes there. So that is in. So it's not going to fall off. Fantastic. That's your chimney. Oh, actually, you get less. Of course you do, because you've got that bit there, haven't you? Right. Okay. Get a lot less space on there. So my picture idea, by the way, has now just gone completely out the window. So you're just gonna have to remember this, because I'm gonna take a picture of an empty table, and I can't be bothered to Photoshop what it is. If I can, I will. Now this is the smallest. No, again, you're gonna lose the most height. You're gonna lose is that way. So it won't fit like that, because we lose too much of a table space. But you do get a nice visual impression. Now, right, so that isn't going to work then with regards to, you could get two that way. So we'll go. This is option two. But we'll carry on talking about option two. So we will keep the photos up, because I can now actually figure it out. But it's not going to work. Option two is not going to work. So it's going to be a case of option one or three, because two, we lose too much space up the top. And then we just have that as a diorama space, and we can't really afford to lose that much of a table, because obviously we can go back that way, but I don't particularly want to lose all of that space and make a diorama that you're never ever going to be able to see because of the top being up there. So that's not exactly clever nor ideal, because again, if I was just to spin it round, I don't know what I did before, but that's even worse. Oh, it's because it went in that way first, isn't it? So it was actually the lower part and then it hit here. So that's what it was. So they are the best two combination. But they were the best possibly back to back then. Yeah. Because that is what I thought was the most shortest. Maybe that would be it. That's the one that has to go on then. It will be this bit is actually a couple of studs. So yeah, that's the way it went in, wasn't it? So that way went in first. It went across. So I swap it with that and that. I'm confusing myself now. How can you be so stupid? But proof's in the pudding. This stand is very, very sturdy indeed. And the alley set, oh, he says, are great. I think I've just pushed a window in with my thumb, but they're sturdy as anything as well. So don't have to worry too much about them. That's popped in. Yeah, that goes over a little bit more, like so. And yeah, happy. So yeah, we got this. That way just isn't gonna, it's just not gonna cut the mustard that way whatsoever. So we can keep messing around with it as much as we want, but that is not going to work on the bottom that way. So option number 3 is basically what I gave away shock in the first phase. Is we're going to have an L shape, so we're going to have to go that way. So we are for option number 3. Is we're going to have that off. We are going to have, for example, like that. I spun all of this round, so this is now messing up the. It's now not getting as close to the shutter box because the foot is now the wrong way, so that's now touching, so it probably didn't look how it did. See, that's the thing, you put it in a slightly different way and it does not work. It's just a shame because I could have them like that. Next one goes either that way, so that one goes that way at the back, so you can see it as an alleyway. So we could bring this forward, got those two, and then you've got the bank behind it, and then you could have these two either at the front or at the back because they will fit there. So we know that there's absolutely no problem with any modular or anything going here, and then they could be raised up. The problem is we've got after that is where that then goes. So we have got a lot of food for thought with regards to that kind of thing, but this video is going up straight away, and before I even tuck into any of the other videos, this is actually going to be jumping the queue of some of them, so I've now got to redo some editing, but that is the options that we've got. So I'm going to put the Joker back up on that stand. We'll bring them back down. And I'm just going to make the Harry Potter tables. I've got to, don't shout at me, I've got to, because I need this table off to now put the Burrows in. So we are going to be doing a Burrows display, and then that is that bit done. So hopefully we are getting we're bouncing some ideas around. We're not perfect, but we are trying. We're a very, very trying human being. Now I know that depending on what way it happens, it would be an open thing. But I just think, so I don't even know if you could I don't even know you could S it or zigzag it, or have a weird type of formation with the 2 or the 3. I don't know if you could create an alleyway here and then the bank is here at the front, or because I don't want it far away from the shadow box. It'd be nice to be here because this is obviously long enough to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. It's long enough for 6 base plates in a row, and that is kind of, depending on how it is, a base plate and a bit, depending on if you have it across at an angle If you spin it round, it is huge. That is how much over it is on a base plate. So you have to have it twisted for it to fit, because it's massively off on the base plate at the back, massively off at the base plate at the side. It's extremely deceiving. So you have to go corner to corner for this idea to fit on all three. So that is exactly what I'm going to go back down to. Now I'm going to spin it back to how it was, like so. That was there. It was at that angle, so it's straight at the top. And then the Joker will go back on. I've just been really brave. I actually just stood on a thumbtack. Where that is appeared from, because I have not used thumbtacks up here for 2+ years, that has just randomly appeared out of absolutely nowhere. So I will be crying myself to sleep later on. Right, I've got you. Right, we're good. Back there, like so. And we're back to here. So, ooh, that does not look happy whatsoever. Definitely don't want to be doing that. That is, it's going to fall off. What's going on wrong there? There we go. I haven't centered it properly. Yeah, good. Looks sturdy. Happy. So, yes. I just don't know. I just don't know if the Joker looks too good at the top, because it's so colourful against that red wall, that it ruins having the alley up, because I'm getting a second track anyway. So something else could go on the track, and we just have the two tracks side by side, like I said at the very, very start of the video. Yeah. I just envision, now this is now talking about phase 3, is if we can make the top of the third option work with regards to the bank and the alleyway, it then allows us to create a serious display on the rest of the studs. So if you can imagine, you would have a minimum of another 2 base plates. And again, you've got to remember how these feet are going to twist. You might have another 3 base plates dotted around depending on what way you're going. You've got the rockery and the water from the bottom here. You've got all the rockery here. You've got the car park bit. You can see all these pieces have fallen off. So this car park bit will stay the same. And of course, what you've got is the eyeball on that side. Now, all of that we have just done, with it being able to fit just 3 across, which is, I mean, that was tight, didn't involve moving this over. I understand it didn't involve moving that over, but I've just tried to do it in a way of trying to keep the Lord of the Rings eyeball when I pick it up, which will happen on double points. Now, obviously, the easy option is that goes. This just gets moved all the way over to that side, or a base plate. If it moved over a base plate, we could do whatever we want with the ceiling height. So that is basically option 3. Option 3, we can make it work with 3 tracks, absolutely no problem with the ceiling height if we wanted to. And we could do 3 in a row from the garage if we wanted to. Now, I actually am going to double check that, but I think we would be able to have 1, 2, 3 in a row from the garage with that ceiling height. So that's the option. I went bop, 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 off. We could make it work that way. And even if we did that, the eyeball could still stay. So again, that's without moving. That's without moving anything. So we can do what we want for option 3 and make it work if we can make the top work. Because if we can't make the top work as a nice looking alleyway, then it's kind of pointless, but underneath would look fantastic. But a second one of these will be happening anyway. The bank will probably just end up going on it on this corner to start with, and then we can figure out what's what. But that's your 3 options with regards to this. Get in that comment section and let me know what ideas you've got with regards to the layouts of this. This was very much a case of checking out the ceiling height. What could we put on the stand? I think we're good. We are good for that. So we know we're good with the ceiling height. With 2 base plates, in fact, over there. So I could just, obviously the fan can't go over anymore, but I could move the shadow box over a unit. We could put a modular in that corner beside the shadow box, which is related to here. So for example, Gotham. So they've got the police station could go just there. That would then give us another base plate here. But again, we've got to be careful with regards to how far we come over, but it would allow us to come over here. So it would give us the space that we need to do what we wanted. So happy with that. Right, moving on to the next thing. We need to move on to the burrows. Now, this is going to be fruity. You're going to go over on that bit just there. And I'm going to move all of this. We're going to get the table off. We're going to get the burrows in for the first ever time. See what it looks like. And just see if it will work. Now I need to put these back in a half respectable order, because if I can't fit these back on the table, then, well, we're stuffed. So that's not going to work well whatsoever. So that's those. That's from the car, from the car, from the car, from the car. We'll get that flying in this upload as well. That's the Jazz Club. And that now, all of a sudden, is Harry Potter looking absolutely dreadful. But don't worry, there's a reason. There is a reason why I'm not worrying about putting them back neatly, because I think I might have to move some of them to get this green unit out. So keep your eyes peeled for that, because I told you it's going to be very, very heavy against that back wall. I want that finished. I want that looking as good as what it can do. Now over to this bit just here. We want to get the burrows over. So no, no, yes. Move, move. Do I have space for the burrows? Oh, I take that off. Never an easy way of doing this. Beautiful set list, by the way, as well. That will go on the corner. Those minifigures will go somewhere. They can go on the corner. Corner, corner, corner. That gets moved over to there. I then move the table, and all of a sudden we are good to go. Right. They're the spare pieces from the Burrow. Look at the amount of spare bits that you get from there. So this is permanent. So what we're doing now is a permanent thing that actually gets interchanged for my desperate. I don't want to lose that. This gets interchanged for my shorts. Stop rolling off the table. Right, so this will be the first time we've seen this as a thing. Now, we said that this was going to get pushed over to the track as much as possible. So we'll start off with the strange, because there is going to be a display when we get back to doing the minifigure stuff. I want to put all the pegs on the back of these holes here. We've got the eyeball look right by the lift. So this does work. So this needs to go as close to this as possible. I say that is pretty close. And that is where it will stay, and then all of this will just be dioramas and whatever else. I can't move that any further back than that. And then this is where this townhouse will carry on from. Now from there, let's just add the townhouses as we go. We have got Aunt May's townhouse down at the bottom. So that is townhouse number 2. Townhouse number 3. No, it's not actually townhouse number 3. I've just lied to everybody. This is the book. Oh, the book is number 3. I don't know if that's close enough for you. I'm not too sure if you can see that. I'm not too sure if I got that close enough to the camera. Right, now we're moving on to the Burrow. So the plan of attack for this was it was just going to sit in and be a row of townhouses, just like that. That was my plan, that was my envision. So we were just going to have it as a row. And I think having it there, and with the tree, which gives us that little bit of extra space, because I could push it to the back and have it touch, and you've got a door on the back of this one, because don't forget these are on base plates and there's nothing on them, so it allows you to see through. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 7 studs. So if we say that's roughly 7 studs and it comes forward, that is not a problem. Now what I was hoping for, and I think it's going to work, is I can carry on with the road down the side, because we could put the pig was always going to go on the front. That'll get clipped into there. Now I think this will still fit. Yes, it will. So that will still fit. So that's all been measured, tickety-boo. So that's okay. So that is the front door of this. This looks fantastic. The owl, where's the owl gone? There it is. So the owl's at the back, and you can see, I think we should get a row plate in. Now the other piece is this bit here. Now I took the pins out, which I think I'm going to do. So I took those pins out just there, like that. That now is the back. So that makes more sense. So that can touch there, like so. So a bit more touching tips. That's there, that's wedged. Just like all the others are. So there, it is what it is. So we'll make that work. This will then clip into the front, which I might as well do right now. If I can actually get this one to fit in. Yes. Pin, pin, push, push. Do you know what? I might not put it in with the pin. I might just push it. I think that might be a bit easier when I move it. Yeah, there we go. So, taking the pins out made my life a lot easier. So that is wedged, and it slides underneath the step. So I can just, it's in, it's fine, not a problem. If I want to, for whatever reason, have the pigs at the back, it just means it's closer to the Ferris wheel. Now, for now, the Ferris wheel can stay there. Well, that's visually, that's what it is. So that's a 16 length. So we can't get another one of those in. We could get an awkward shaped townhouse in. We could get a smaller house in, and potentially have that behind the burrow, and then just have the pig at the front. So we could have it, for whatever reason, again, just as a visual thing. That's to the edge just there. That's by the front door. So that's the space. And that's it in front of the D&D. So we either find something else that we can see just on there. That, obviously that works. That's not, none of them being knocked. They're all touching. You can see straight through the side here. And then when you stand around here, you see all down the front. So it gives a real nice thing. Now I think I've done something wrong. I've been an idiot. That spun the other way. What's happening there then? Hang on. Pins. Placement. You're going. See, when you've got nothing to put anything anywhere, I did start to question myself and going mad about, I don't think I had to avoid the eyeball before. I thought what we had was it was spun around that way. Yeah, it was. It was spun around that way because it gave us, it gives us more room. So that went to here. Again, I've just got to take the pins out. This was actually nowhere near there. We can see the eyeball from there, so that's fine. That touches in on that bit, so that actually starts our street, which gives us more space on that bit. I thought it looked a little bit weird. I thought it looked there's a big gap, it looked a bit claustrophobic. So here, we've got the pinholes at the back. That's what's confusing me. So we can just make, we've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously, we can stand a minifigure just here, and it could be basically a pre-show. That's what this could be. It could be a pre-show for all of this. So if I keep you there, let's get these pins out. I hate these pins. Maybe that's what I did. Maybe, I was going to say, maybe I spun it around and was just an idiot and spun it the wrong way, but that's not That's not true whatsoever. So that is there. That is there. Pin, pin, pin. Thank you very much. So that literally tucks in. We can get that as close as we like. That's actually now touching both. Yeah. And it's not going to make a difference now if I get them on the little flight stands. It's not going to make a difference now where they go. Minifigure in there, real nice little diorama on that bit. So this bit now comes back. This bit comes back. This bit comes back, and because we've decided to, that's 15. That is 32. So if we wanted, and again it's all if buts and maybes in the future, if we wanted that like that, they release another one of these with the path in front, so it's not super close. Obviously, this goes just here on the side, and that's how that works. And then we carry on with the road. So the road, where have I put that? Very good. So I've got those right there. We'll use these, won't we? That and that. Yes. So that is those two in just there. Continue the row plates down. No, I haven't forgotten about the Ferris wheel, don't worry. So it's just as a future. So I would not be able to have it as a, obviously 32, but I'd be able to have it as a 16 to that point, because it would go right beside the house underneath. Could just do something with it. So worst case, I could bodge that bit and have that bit there. And then of course now the Ferris wheel, well, it could go in, which is this thing just here, would, I reckon, fit. Yes, it would do. Go there, so you could just have it, come on owl, move. Like that. And it's at the end of the, street. So it could go there, or it could go there. But for now, we'll just keep it as it was, because we've got the most space for that. And then we can just continue with it later on. So you're now being balanced again. Oh, you're going up there. I'd like to prop you on the roller coaster, and that's never going to end well. So you're probably at the wonk, but it doesn't matter. So we will have it how we had it originally. So that touches, that touches, that touches. That comes down, goes over. But we could put that basically wherever we want. That just gets replaced with the 16. Oh no, it actually stays there because I put the back on, so that can actually just stay. That just stays where it is now. So we've got a road. It does fit. Ah, fantastic. That's all right then. So that row plate does fit in. It's 20 studs in the chunkiest bit, but it's 16 with the pigsty on. So that is what that looks like as a run. I think that works really, really well. And I've been a bit of a stupid idiot as per normal with the road plate. There's me going, oh, we can get it here, there and everywhere. I forgot again because the strange was in the wrong place. If I push that back like so, we're exactly in line with the Ghostbuster Firehouse like it always should have been. So now we can get a 16 by 16 in here and potentially a 32 by 32 in there if we wanted to make it like a zigzag. So we can do that kind of thing. Now, next thing we need to do is the car. So we are now making some progress quickly, and then the video will be done because I am doing this on the same day as I am uploading it, because it is a current topic, obviously, with regards to this set. So I just wanted to show everybody off as quick as I possibly could. So hence why I might be rushing through it a little bit more than normal. But again, recap, let us know. Burrows is in, that's our street. I know it all needs a clean. That is going to be one separate upload, as is the actual minifigures going in will be a separate upload, because they're all down there doing its thing. They won't get lost. I will stand them all around and put them on the chimneys and things like that. But I think, and just by luck, that is the only townhouse roof that doesn't have anything on it. So let's get you on the Ghostbuster firehouse. That is your new house. No idea what you can see. I just don't know. I'm just guessing. I think that might be the right angle. Well, if you fall off, it just smashes everything. Right, Ford and minifigures. Done. There you go. That's as much effort as I'm putting in. I reckon that'd be all right. We could have it crashed into the house. All right, we've got Harry. Where's Ron in his silly jumper? What pile have I put him in? There he is. So these two can be driving the car. Now we have obviously got the other owl. So we've got two different owls. So this owl actually, what we'll do is we'll stand. Can I get it on there? Oh, that's a shame. Harry, oh there. Perfect. So Harry Potter's owl will be over on the thing, and then that'll fit. Right, you can't see, can you? So Harry Potter's owl is now there, and Ron's thing is just on the top of the chimney, so they're not going to get lost. Now these two will go. I must stand up in the car because they haven't got bendable legs. So Harry, in you go. Did you get these in? Can't be rocket science, obviously, but what is going on? There we go. Arms up and then on the dash. Arms up past the steering wheel. It's embarrassing. That's really embarrassing. That's the door gone. See, everything I touch, everything I touch. Where's the door gone? There it is. Get that. Fantastic stuff. Door back on. Windscreen. Windscreen back on. Ah. Got really hot and muggy in here really quickly, and it's just started to rain on the roof. So I'm assuming we're going to be due another storm soon. Now, you know what I need? I need those pieces that I put away in storage a while back, just to raise it up, because I don't have any cylinder tubes, which is great. But before I forget, I have found all the Harry Potter minifigures, so we can do a really nice display. It's been in the back of my head, the more... I really like that Joker bit up high, but I think we can make a really nice Harry Potter display underneath with all the dingy bits and pieces, which I don't think would work if the Joker bit was on top. That's going to be a proper head scratcher, that one. Right, so I need the bricks and the bits and pieces to get this up. We'll get this sort of propped up. I don't know how high. We could have it really, really high if we wanted to. Or we can have it relatively low, because it could just be a couple of cylinder tubes across the road, but we'll have it flying to here. The other place we could have it is just parked. We could just have it parked out the front by the pig pen. But I think that would be a little bit boring, as it is supposed to be flying. So let me find the pieces, we'll get it on, and then we'll wrap up this monstrosity of an upload. So I think by far that is one of the quickest displays I've ever done. There, done. Simple. It's actually already built. I just got it straight out the head, on it goes, and it looks effective enough. And I think I'll keep it in the middle, and then we can have different battles on the roof. And then that one could be the start of the Spidey, and that's the end of the Marvel stuff, because this, that one, and that one is related to... the Spider-Man display, and obviously this is Aunt May's house, so it technically starts here for the Spider-Man, but we just haven't put anything on top. So that's what is the intention. We've got this arc all for with the Daily Bugle, obviously parallel to it, so it does work out nicely. And then here's going to be our Punisher display and all that kind of thing. This is something that I've already talked about, but the upload's not actually gone live yet. So you just have to go back to that, and I've added in some minifigures and some little battles and other stuff, basically all over the place. So that's going to be completely pointless uploads. Most of it's now moved, but I know you guys and girls enjoy that kind of thing. So that is where we're at for that. I think that does look rather nice. Again, spin that round. So that is how that's looking. The little Ford looks great up at the top, just on there, and obviously just happens to be that the Green Goblin is torpedoing out, so we can make some really nice displays on here. And then we have got the opportunity now, like that, to get some really nice photos and really nice displays of all of the cars and things coming down. So depending on, for example, when I can actually get this thing fixed will then depend on where the time machine goes. I'll run over the Weasleys. That will live outside there. That, for example, is the Hulk that lives up on there. All the minifigures have been down and they're ready to go in situ and in place. Nothing now on this side would need to move. So all of these are in. That's actually famous last words. There is something I will need to do, and I think that's why I didn't put these minifigures in, is the carousel at the back. I need to put some base plates down and make a little diorama up at the back. Now to reach that, this has to come out and this has to come out. But now all of this is spaced, I can do that, and that's absolutely fine. Now from this side, again, I think that looks clean. I think we've done a thing on this one, so I'm happy that the fact that that's all in and the table has moved. I'm now going to be using that table quite a lot for other unboxing stuff of other sets that will be coming. Now there's a lot happening now. There's a lot of plans in place for future uploads, and it's going to involve, like I said, all of this side for the L. This whole middle is going to change, so keep your eyes peeled for the Batman DC redo video. All of this is staying, all of this is staying. That green Kallax is going. It's going to be replaced with a different type, so I can put different things in it that is Batman related. That which will then mean sorting this out and then going back from there. But to get this green thing out, I might have to move some of these, hence why I've just shown you the ideas and I've just left that propped up at the top, because obviously I would like to have got that in and finished and marked up, but there's no point doing that if I know I've got to move it again. I don't want to waste everybody's time. But I think for the Harry Potter section of my day for today, that is it, and I am done. So in the comment section below, let us know if that works. Or we've just got Meow. You coming up? Who's this? Hello, Smudge. Hello, bud. All very clever. They can all walk up the, or two of them walk up the loft ladders, and Rocky jumps on the wardrobe and then jumps in. You alright, dude? Oh, you're wet. Okay, you're wet. Right, so yes, getting sidetracked by Cuddle Off Smudge. Everything on here is done. There are base plates on order as well, so keep your eyes peeled for the base plates upload. So they are on its way with regards to what we're going to do across the top, what we're going to use the space for underneath, and all of that kind of thing. So there's going to be a lot of shifting, moving and tidying up. But with regards to Harry Potter and the stuff that is on this side, that is all done. That is in the wrong place. You should be outside the diner so we can run over the Weasleys a little bit more. And I will, off camera, just get the Weasleys in just a little bit safer. Gone, hidden behind there on the Ninjago stuff, so it's never going to get repaired. But one last look at this, because this side now is not going to get touched for a very long time. I think this is just going to stay as it is. We have got some D&D figures to unbox, all of these. So these will be in an up and coming upload. I hope I've got a complete set, but again, they'll all get added in the minifigure upload, and we can start making some little really nice diorama bits and pieces. So that is the future. This is what we've just done, and that is up for a massive discussion. So it is obviously worldwide renowned that I am stupid, and that was very stupid. I've actually just filmed the outro. I've just copied and pasted all of the files onto the laptop, and I've realised, looking at what we were doing at the start, I forgot to do something. So we will go back over to this bit and actually just make sure. So while that was copy and pasting over to save myself some time, I've put it back to how this was. Now we've seen it like this. We've seen it with the bank just there. Now if you remember, I said, oh, we could raise it up and yard. Now, what if that stayed on the track and the bank was just on the track and that stayed wrapped around it? That is a option. So that's an option we've not seen, and I don't know what it looks like with the track around the alleyway. The other thing allowing me to do that is that if I was to put the track up where the bank is now, would the Joker Manor fit on this front bit just here? Because I don't want that too far away, and obviously we said that that is going to be a bit of a problem. But also, we have got another option. Because a bit of a spoiler, these are going to be moving in the next upload, and we are going to try and make a main street for Disney. So it just means chopping and changing some of those around. I don't want these to be lost. But that will allow us then to create a very big L shape and potentially have the bank at the back. So that version will happen in a different upload. I can't do that on this one because I don't have the space. So that will then be all of these variations covered. Then I can shut up. Then I can get it uploaded for this evening. So I need to move some bits and pieces, and I've already put the table away. Obviously we've done it all in the wrong order as per normal. But you will go there. This will go out the way, so I do not stand on it whatsoever. Coming back down the line, that will go over to that bit. There's some more figures. How am I going to do that? What's the easiest way of doing this? That is going to go down. This is... wish I had the table now, I'll tell you that much. Can I just pick the bank up, put it on the stand, and move the stand? Probably not the greatest way of doing it, but I can't put the thing anywhere else. So we know what that looks like on here because we've already done it. So what, it's a bit easier when I have some space. But now, let's do it the silly way. Oh, I'm so stupid. It's massive. Massive, massive, massive. Right. No! Come on. Come on. Fixed it, kind of. Not what you want to hear when you're about to move it. I can drag it. Maybe it's on the base plate, so... Wait, I'm trying to drag it with a single fingernail, and it's quite painful because I can't. I'll tell you what, if you've got a flat ceiling, you're spoiled. Right, that. Oh, wow, okay. That's something completely different. That is beautiful there. That really is beautiful there, so. That's it, flush at the top. Where are you? You're there. So that's what that looks like with the alleyway around it. Now, obviously, we could get another one just in there, and this could just go back up on the top. That's just the bank, and that's where the two go. So that is an option. That is an option, so that can just stay where it is. Because that would fit there. So for whatever reason, if it needed to, that could go down on there, and that's on there. So that's what it would look like for now, is what I'm going on about. And obviously not when I get the bank itself, because that will just go straight back up. But you can imagine the Joker facing forward, and then that bank raised up as well. And then we've just got the alleyway wrapped all the way around it. And then I don't need a third track then. And then that would allow us to create some sort of diorama piece just underneath. And then that just keeps this whole table free. So that is an option. That actually does look very, very good, to be honest. Just have the bank as it should be with the dragon up top, have the Joker bit up nice and high, so we've got all three high sets. And then we can create potentially all the rockery and stuff underneath. The only thing is, doing that, is we're going to have like a base plate or two of just oddness. might be a base plate. And that's going to be a bit weird because you don't particularly want a modular in front of the track. It solves the problem of having the track touching tips, so we don't have to have them stud on studs. But at the same time, visually that looks fantastic. So if I didn't have this set and this didn't exist, that's how I would display it. I would have actually just displayed it with the dragon on top and obviously have that all the way wrapped around, and that's what it would have been. So you guys and girls, let me know. But that's everything covered now. So I think I've covered all the different ways of doing it. Just got to think with that up there and the next one beside it and the other one as an L, what do we do with this? Does it go in front across? Because I think that would look nice if it was on the table ground level so you could still see it. Other option. What was the other option I had? So the other option, and again I was just thinking of this off camera, this is how it was. The other one of these that I will be getting goes in front. The bank stays on the ground and all of that stays on the ground level, but the Joker has an expansion pack theme park. So I could have the expansion pack theme park, which is all bright colours, in front of this set. And then you go down the two drop towers, bits as such, the two roller coasters. And they are obviously all themed to Harry Potter. And then we have those 5 units, the bank and the other 4 wrapped around it, with obviously the Flu all there as well. So I think, obviously, we're not going to know what is going to look purely best until the second track goes in, but we do now have quite a lot of options of the 2 stands, let alone 3. So magically they are back to how it started. So more I look at it, the more I think that is actually going to be the best option to start with. The bank goes up on another track, but this is something that I have failed to mention because I am a moron. There is a giveaway purchase that came with this that is easily available. Now we can extend the track. So if we had this one, for example, coming out here, there's no harm in the track that goes here extending out as well to fill up this sort of weird gap, which then means we can make a display in this bit and then still potentially get something in at the front, because the giveaway is one of these with another extension of straight track. Now, if I can get a split track, or I can get it where it just curves round into each other, or even yet, it's just the exit of the queue line to get in to here, we can get on the ride from either the Gringotts Bank or this, and that's how it could potentially go. So maybe the problem to everything is the giveaway, because that will just add in that little bit of extra and it will fill in that gap. But until the next track is in, until the bank is on, I'm not going to 100% know if that is the best way of doing it, but I think potentially to start with it will do. Just raise the bank up, both be visually impacting, eyeball on the left, see what it looks like, and then figure out if we can make the alleyway work on a different thing, but that would be then relocating that. But that is a much, much future problem. But keep your eyes peeled for a Gringotts Bank unboxing, and I will try and get a giveaway with it, and we'll just pretend it's the date it came out, and I will just do an unboxing video very, very late, and then I will do a review video very, very late as well, because I think that with the dragon on top would work. Well, it would be outstanding, I think, just in the middle, especially after what we've just seen with regards to the track. And then if we, like I said, if we just added on those little giveaways extensions, maybe only one, we might only need one, say for example, coming this way, just so it finishes in here. Then we can just put some base plates down on there, add some of the Harry Potter characters in there, give them some torches and things, and it just creates that little diorama underneath. And then obviously you've got the underground feel going in to the alleyway, and you've got the bits and pieces up on top. Lots of options, haven't we? So guys, that is it finally, and I am done. So if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Feedback, comments below. What do you think? Do you like the looks of this? Because that for now is how it's going to stay, and then until it moves on, then obviously, well, it's just going to stay there. So like I said, next project for me is now going to be Main Street to clear up some of this. which will then clear up a future project for Batman 66. Lots in the pipeline, but it's all good, sexy fun. So one more time, if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I hope to catch you next one. Ta-da.